Hey everyone, so we're getting back into this Rift of Chaos dungeon. Today we're doing the water boss. So he is a little different than the fire boss, the earth boss. As we were going over yesterday, the earth boss is really a mechanic that you want to take advantage of in the earth boss is counterattacks. You don't have to worry about that here in the water boss. They do have some things in common, all three of the bosses. The first one is this stun bomb. They put up those bombs, and if you don't cleanse them in 3 rounds, they end up wiping your team. So you need someone who can cleanse that, or you need self-cleansers on your team, and we don't have enough of those right now to be able to build a team like that, at least to my knowledge. So you're kind of, beholden to a couple heroes, which is definitely one of the biggest issues with these dungeons, is like if you don't have the hero, you can't scale. It's, I don't know, not very well thought out, but I digress. And then they also have this, like dealing huge damage to a single target person on the team, and it's based on whoever has the highest health. And it says highest max health there because if someone were to lose enough health, it doesn't target someone else. So whoever has the highest health going into the battle is who that person will always target. So keep that in mind. And then all of the bosses share this counterattack thing. So as I've mentioned in multiple of these videos, you'll always want to go before these bosses because that counterattack, if that is up whenever you attack the boss, if you go slower than him, he's most likely going to one-shot you. So this water boss actually has a couple different things from the other bosses, as they all have something unique. This one has the ability to freeze your team if they have fewer than 2 positive effects. So that's one thing to keep in mind, but you'll see the comp here whenever I show it. This ends up being negated by a pretty significant hero. This frozen seal thing, I haven't seen this come up, to be honest. It basically just reduces damage, but this frozen seal is removed after you use your first attack that turn. If it's actually in the turn order, the way that they say that, with your default turn, that means if heroes like Opal are attacking on a joint attack, it's outside their default turn. So they would have that frozen seal up, which is reducing their damage. But this is kind of irrelevant at this point. And then this boss also does a huge AoE, and it's actually reduced. The damage is reduced based on the amount of positive effects that you have on your team, and it goes up to 30%. So positive effects are really important. Cleansing is really important for the bombs. And then you just want some sustain. So the team I'm using has cleared stage 2 on auto. On stage 3, it does not work. It fails for me. I have not optimized this gear. I haven't done the necessary changes because I'm trying to make this simple on me whenever I'm still playing in PvP modes. So if I were to have dedicated gear sets in here, I would definitely change all of this stuff up. But because we have to switch in between gear every time we run these dumb dungeons, I don't want to take the time to do that. So anyway, I do think this would be used on auto because I know it can be. And I actually want to give a shout out to Bacon here, who is a guild member of mine, and he was the one who came up with this comp. So I didn't come up with this. All credit goes to him. I'm just showcasing it here for everyone to make you aware of it. So there's been a couple other content creators that have made videos. Machine, who is a French content creator, has one on this stage 3 full auto, and then Twitchy just came out with one which is a completely different comp than the one I'm showing. So 3 different comps here. You should go check them out whenever you guys get a chance, but let's get into this comp. So all of these heroes are pretty important. I would say that the one that's interchangeable is probably Marion Shadowblood, but she's only interchangeable, at least to my knowledge, for this comp, is the new green hero that they have in limited summons. So this is a more I guess, quote unquote, free to play friendly version, even though she's a dark epic, so that's not really the case. But she's in here to do big true damage off of her ultimate. You'll see here. See 17,000, and then I also have her in Cursed set, so she did an additional attack there for 8,000. So anytime she joint attacks with one of my team, she'll be doing 8,000 damage, true damage to the boss. So pretty cool. Hakron's in here, obviously for the huge defense boost to the team. He also provides this really critical max HP buff to your team, which helps in the later stages of this because this boss does ramp up in damage. Jonathan's in here for his shields whenever they do the AoE damage. And he also has attack down on his ultimate, which is really nice. Gangelo is here for a couple reasons. One, he's going to be your main target for that max health ability that the boss has, because you need Blackhorn and Jonathan to stay healthy the entire fight. He also takes less damage than Blackhorn and Jonathan because he's of the right affinity. He's a strong affinity against the water. And he's easy to build, so most of his stats just need to go into health and focus and a little bit of speed to outspeed the boss, because his damage comes from his poisons. So all really cool stuff. Blackhorn is here for a couple reasons. He has that amazing totem here that essentially negates the boss's freeze, the entire game, because it loops around so often. So this is a great ability. You always want him to use it whenever it's up. And on top of that, he has those huge heals on his ultimate ability, as well as the heal over time positive effects, which help against the freeze as well whenever this totem is gone. And on top of that, Blackhorn's just amazing. He ends up having attack down on his basic ability, so really cool stuff there. Blackhorn, it's so funny. He was so irrelevant for a while, and then out of nowhere, he just had a value surge. So this is all this comp does. It does this chip damage off of the poisons, as well as the true damage attacks from Marion Shadowblood. And all you're doing is you're just chipping down the boss here while you're giving your team sustain and doing some damage over time nonsense with Gangelo. So right now, the only reason this comp is not 100% for me on auto is because I need Jonathan to be able to loop back around to his ultimate ability. And right now, if you have him on auto, he takes his bonus turn whenever he's lower on health, and that puts him behind the boss, and then you die to the counterattack. So, yeah, that's not good. If I were to build Jonathan a little tankier and the rest of the team, I wouldn't have to rely on this ultimate ability. So that's why this comp isn't 100% for me, where it was for, say, Bacon or something like that. So that's all this comp is we're literally just putting this totem up, keeping our team healthy, and allowing Gangelo and Marion Shadowblood to just come in here and eventually take down this boss with all of their true damage and damage over time. So we'll just keep plucking away at this. I will say, the key things to this comp are obviously having Gangelo as your highest HP, because as you saw here, he's the one who's taking that max HP. Before that, I was having Jonathan take that, and that was not good for me. So here's something that I have been running into, and why I started using this heal spell, is There are times where the bomb and freeze goes up on the black horn. So then he misses a turn. This is not good, and I'm actually not even sure if this is going to pass. I should be okay, but that's why I started using that heal over time spell. I really wish that the max health would count as a buff, but sadly it has not. So at the end of this round, you will see who the damage was coming from. Sorry, there I had a little had a little brain fart. So looping back around to the ultimate from Jonathan. Like I said here, we're just trying to keep our Gangello full health. The totem goes up. That was the round where the bomb and the frozen got my black horn again. Thankfully, this Gangello is fairly tanky right now. So here we'll be able to use Blackhorn's ultimate to put on the heal over times, get us back up, and we still have a totem left, so that's pretty good. But yeah, this is all this comp is. Like I said, if you build this with tankier units, you should be able to do it on auto. I just haven't optimized this yet, but the comp is what's important. I am wondering, if anyone is having fun in these dungeons. I personally have not enjoyed them very much. But I guess it is what it is, as the cool kids say. So heal over time. Attack down, defense down. And I think we'll just speed this up. So I'll be back to you guys after the round is over. All right, be back to you shortly. So quick thing here, another reason why I'm running these two spells, as you just saw there. As the fight progresses, they have this, what is this, stat? Attack up stack. So that's why you gotta kill him quick. That's why I was saying, like, if you have the Hyun Woo guy, the new green unit, he probably fits in nicely here over Marion Shadowblood, because I think he can take down the boss quicker than she can. But for now, this should be able to work on 3, and I know it's 100% autoable there, but as the fight progresses, my point is, eventually, the max HP spell is going to one-shot Gangello, so I've been using that Shield of Mercy thing there. So you need both these items, and you need to well-time it to put it back up on Gangello. So unless, like, all of your team is optimized, with the gear and possibly even some Some books. You might have to manual this like myself. So putting the totem back up. But you see how easy it is for us to survive the AoEs whenever Jonathan is in there. It's just that max health thing that you got to worry about. So we're gonna end up closing this out, and I'll show you the stats on the team, so you get an idea of where you kind of need to be. So, yeah, I'm glad I was able to clear this on 3. That was good, and there you go. So, if you look at, we'll take a look at the battle report here. Yeah, see, so like Kangelo and Marion Shadowblood are where all of your damage is from, obviously, but that damage over time from the poisons, it really helps. You know, a Santis in here might be interesting, just for the additional damage from poisons. Maybe that's faster than Marion Shadowblood. I don't know. So, you know, something to think about, but this comp works. Did I get anything nice? In PvP mode, health is 0.9%, huge difference. Health percentage, though, is kind of nice. So anyway, I'll take it. So yeah, let's go over the team here real quick. I'll just show you their stats. Okay, so on Water Epics, we have Hakron. So Hakron is just in revival gear. He doesn't even have, you know, a full level 15 helmet or weapon, but he does have some nice health. I wouldn't say it's amazing. He is he is booked, not 100%, but he does have the gear, and he has some nice defense up from the physique. So 8 of 15 there. The nice thing about this comp as well is Hakron is 100% worthy of books. You know, he's great in PvP, he's great in dungeon progression, so from an efficiency standpoint, being able to use Hakron in the lower levels of the Rift of Chaos, your books won't be a waste if you use them on him early in the game. So those are his stats, that's his gear. Jonathan is in just speed and dragon scale, which does nothing for him. He has 30,000 HP with the speed, and he also has most of his books, other than in the abilities, because he has True Strike on his other abilities there. So plenty of opportunity there. And then this attacks dealing bonus damage does absolutely nothing for him. I just have that on him because I could. Who else do we need to talk about? We need to talk about Blackhorn. This guy has, like I said, just had a huge value surge. So I have him in revival gear, which is going to be pretty important moving forward. He does have a crest on. Damage received from wood heroes is lessened, so that doesn't matter. And these are his total stats. Like I said, his health, it does need to be less than Gangelo. Gangelo needs to have the most health, and we'll get into that in a second. But I do have him with some decent health, defense, and some focus to land the attack down 2, and he's faster than the boss. You know, anything above like 190, I think is going to get you there in the first 3 stages, I believe. So that's Blackhorn. And then we are going to look at Gangelo. So Gangelo has 31,000 health, which I said is the most important thing. You want him to be the target. Ideally, this would be, you know, maybe in the 35 to 36 range. Maybe if I took him up to level 70, that might help get him there. I also need to maybe glyph or use some ores on him from the faction challenges on his gear to help a little bit. But he does need the focus as well for his poisons. I just have him in speed gear. I don't have him in revival. I do have some additional defense from this tome. And that's about it. And then Marion Shadowblood is actually just my build for Guild Boss. So I have her in Cursed Set. Yeah, nothing special there. She does have additional crit damage on her little crest, but none of those like key artifact subs. So she's in 254 speed, and then she has 100 crit rate and crit damage, and you know her health is even low. But as you saw there, my team really didn't have any issues surviving. The only person that was close to being dead was Gangello, because he was taking those huge max health hits. So that's all I got, guys. That's my comp. Again, thanks so much to Bacon for coming up with this comp or showing it. I don't know if he copied it from somebody, but he was the first one that I saw showing it. So props to him. And yeah, I hope this helped, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.